Sometimes everything seems to be going well in a relationship. From the outside, you look happy and your partner tells you they love you. But deep down inside, there's a sense of unease you can't quite make sense of. You constantly feel as if you're walking down a foggy road. Even when you're in the right, you're always the one who ends up feeling guilty. You constantly feel tense, as if you're walking on eggshells, expecting a crisis to erupt at any moment. If this feeling sounds familiar, you're not alone. You're most likely under a subtle psychological siege, a form of severe manipulation disguised as love. Do you know what the most dangerous aspect of manipulation is? It's that it poisons you slowly. It erodes your self-confidence without you even realizing it, making you feel like a stranger to yourself. In today's video, we're decoding the 10 deadly signs of manipulation, most commonly used in relationships. The ones that turn your life into a living hell. But we won't just list the signs and leave it at that. Right after each point, we'll discuss the most effective solutions and antidotes to shatter that trap one by one. If you're ready, let's start tearing down those invisible masks. 1. Constantly doubting yourself and your memory. Gaslighting. The first and most insidious sign, gaslighting. For an event you clearly experienced, heard, or witnessed, your partner constantly tells you, "You're making that up. I never said anything like that." Or, "You're overreacting. Have you lost your mind?" The goal is to make you doubt your own memory and become completely dependent on their version of the truth. The most effective solution: stop trying to prove it happened this way, not that way, with this person immediately. Because their goal isn't to find the truth, it's to drive you crazy. Say the following in a clear, monotone voice. "We remember this differently, and I trust my own memory." End the conversation there and walk away from the room. You can never get a manipulator to validate that you're right, so stop expecting that validation from them. 2. Always being the one who apologizes, even when you're in the right. Your partner has clearly made a mistake. For example, they've lied or treated you unfairly. You start an argument to address this, but by the end of the argument, you realize the roles have reversed. You're the one crying and apologizing to them, and they're the ones showing magnanimity by forgiving you. They've shifted the focus away from their own mistake and put you on the defensive. The best solution: don't let them derail the conversation or bring up old issues. The moment your partner tries to change the subject, cut them off and say, "We're not talking about the past or my reactions right now. We're talking about your behavior today. Please don't change the subject." If they keep trying to change the subject, walk away from the argument. 3. The silence punishment that follows. Love bombing. At the beginning of the relationship, they put you on a pedestal and made you the center of their life. But the moment you do even the slightest thing that doesn't fit within their boundaries or that they don't like, they ruthlessly cut off that love. They punish you with a wall of silence for days on end, refusing to answer your calls. They want to discipline you out of fear of losing you. The most effective solution: respond to this situation with the gray rock method. When they go silent, don't run after them begging, "What happened? What did I do wrong?" Show zero emotional reaction. Focus on your own life, your hobbies, and your work. When you step back and protect your personal space, their weapon of silence loses all its power. 4. Chronic guilt, agitation. Whenever you want to take time for yourself or say no for a valid reason, your partner holds up their past sacrifices like a weapon. "I stood up to my family for you. I sacrificed everything. Is this the thanks I get?" This is intended to create a constant sense of indebtedness and guilt in you. The most effective solution: reject this debt trap. Set clear boundaries. "I'm grateful for the kindnesses and sacrifices you've made for me in the past. However, that doesn't take away my right to say no as an individual right now." Rationally, reject any feelings of guilt. 5. Being gradually isolated from your social circle. They use insidious phrases to cut you off from your friends or family. "That friend is jealous of you. Your family is trying to come between us." The real goal here is to eliminate the support systems and objective perspectives in your life. That way, they will become your only point of reference in the world. The most definitive solution. No matter the cost, do not sever your ties with your family and trusted old friends. Share the strange things you're experiencing in your relationship and can't make sense of with these trusted third parties. Having an outside perspective tell you, no, you're not going crazy. There's something unfair going on here, helps you maintain your sense of reality. 6. Constantly shifting standards, moving the goalposts. You do everything they ask to the letter just to make them happy. Just when you think, this time I'll succeed, they'll be happy, they change the criteria. Yes, you did that, but what you really needed to do was this, and you failed at that. No matter what you do, you'll never reach that sense of satisfaction. The definitive solution. Accept that the other person's sense of satisfaction is like a bucket with holes in it. Stop trying to prove yourself to them. The next time you face such criticism, say, I did the best I could. If that's not enough by your standards, that's your problem, not mine. And cut off their expectations. 7. Insults, hidden behind jokes. Whether in a group or one-on-one, they say sarcastic, hurtful things to you and make fun of your flaws. But when you get hurt and react, they immediately smooth things over. Oh, come on, you're so touchy. You can't take a joke. You're making a big deal out of nothing. The most effective solution. Take the joke seriously. Never laugh. Keep a serious expression on your face. Look them in the eye and say in a firm, even tone, no matter how I look at it, what you just said isn't funny, it's hurtful. I don't want you to make jokes like this to me ever again. Faced with this clear stance, they'll have no choice but to back down. 8. Being disciplined with the threat of being dumped. At the slightest disagreement, even a simple argument that could be resolved, they immediately play their trump card. If you're going to act like this relationship won't work, it's over, I'm leaving. They manipulate you with constant fear of being abandoned and left alone, forcing you to submit to everything they say. The definitive solution. See through the bluff. Don't let your fear of loss become a weapon in their hands. Instead of backing down at their next threat, say this fearlessly. If you want to walk away at the slightest problem, the door is right there. I can't force you to stay. I won't tell someone who wants to leave to stay. The moment you call their bluff, the balance of power will shift entirely in your favor. 9. Never giving up the victim role, victimhood. Nothing in these people's lives is their fault. Their ex-partners are always crazy, their boss at work is unfair, and you are unsympathetic. By constantly portraying themselves as victims, they take advantage of your inner urge to protect, your compassion, and your desire to be a rescuer. The definitive solution. Stop taking on their responsibilities. Let them pay the price for their own mistakes like an adult. When they try to manipulate you, emotionally distance yourself. Don't act like a rescuer. Let them solve their own problems. 10. Double standards. Free for me, forbidden for you. It's perfectly normal and unquestionable for them to be friends with the opposite sex, stay out late, or have secrets in their life. But the moment you do even the slightest thing like that, all hell breaks loose. The rules are written solely to restrict your freedom. The definitive solution. Insist on the principle of complete equality in the relationship and don't compromise. If this behavior is normal for you, it's normal for me too. If it's off limits for me, it's off limits for you too. The rules in this relationship will apply equally to both of us. And clearly draw your boundaries. Dear friends, before I wrap up this video, I want to remind you of a very important truth. The most important thing you need to realize when living with a manipulator is this. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you cannot change the person in front of you. Because their goal isn't to have a healthy relationship with you, it's to control you. They use your good intentions, love, and compassion as fuel for themselves. If you're experiencing several of these 10 signs at the same time, and despite all your efforts, your partner still doesn't respect your boundaries, do you know what the healthiest thing to do is? Just like the experts do in the videos, it's to get up from that table decisively and walk away without even looking back. Remember, your worth, your self-confidence, and your mental health are no less valuable than anyone else's love or approval. Give yourself the value you deserve. So, which of these signs have you experienced or are you currently experiencing? Let's meet in the comments and talk it out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video so you don't miss out on this kind of psychological awareness content. Take good care of yourself and take care.